Hello, everyone. My name is Nina Patrick, founder of the Milagro World Center. Thank you for joining me for this short video. I would love to introduce to you David Powell, and we are going to be speaking a bit about Say Yes and Rise, a 14-day retreat in the Sacred Valley of Orosi, Costa Rica, March 7th through the 21st. David is a co-facilitator of this journey, of this gathering. It's a retreat, it's a gathering of kindred spirits. It's so much. We will be looking at ways that we can be more full in our yes to our life passion and purpose. So as part of this retreat, we will be looking at how we can release any blocks that might still be standing in the way of our fuller expression. And we're also going to be speaking to what is truly ours to do, what is our deepest passion and our highest purpose. And with me today is David Powell, who's keeper of deep listening. David has been a part of the Keepers Council, holding space for this global conversation and shared practice for all of humanity, for us to really discover together what we each have to bring as a gift. So I'd like to introduce you to David and to ask David for this journey to Costa Rica, this gathering. David, what will you be bringing to those of us attending? What is your gift, the practice, the tool, the conversation that you will be bringing to the journey?
Well, thanks, Nina. I'm really excited about taking this journey with you and with everyone else. It's really looking forward to it. And so your question was, what am I bringing? And for me, I consider myself the keeper of deep listening. And I'm not going to explain what a keeper is, because you'll find all about that when you come down to Costa Rica. A lot of what we're going to be talking about is about keeperships. But it's just a passion that I have, a deep passion. I've had it for many years. And for me, listening is such a valuable thing. It's something that really, it's so undervalued in our society, but it's so important that we listen to each other deeply. And so often, we're stuck on our cell phones, myself included. We forget to connect with each other. And I feel like it's that connection, the human connection, only happens through listening, as far as I'm concerned. So I've been sort of studying listening for many years, starting with Stephen Covey back in 1990. I studied his 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And that was where I had my first aha moment about listening, because he was talking about the seek first to understand and then to be understood. And when he said seek first to understand, I thought, man, that's all about listening. And that's exactly what it was, because you can't understand someone unless you're really listening deeply to them. And when people feel understood, it just transforms them. It transforms the conversation. So I've been, taking lots of trainings, and I became a facilitator of 7 Habits of Highly Effective People back then. And recently, I've taken another step in that direction, and it's a course called Safe Conversations. And that's all about listening too. And I'm becoming a facilitator of that. I'm kind of in the process of doing that. And that's what I'm going to be bringing to Costa Rica, is some tools on how to have safe conversations. Because when people feel safe, then you can just say whatever you need to say, and there's no holding back, there's no judgment. So yeah, that's, and one of the things I wanted to say was that I hope that we have many safe conversations together down there when I see you, and that you take this with you and practice it wherever you go. So that's my answer.
Beautiful.
I'm sticking to it.
Thank you so much. Well, it is, part of this opportunity that we are bringing forth. It really is an opportunity to see one another in our highest expression. So what we'll be doing is really looking at what the highest version of the fullest expression of each of us is. And once we have an idea of what that is, to be seen for that. And to be seen is like being listened to, isn't it? There's a very precious quality about both, to be listened to and to be seen for who you truly are. And I feel that this is a priceless gift that we'll be sharing with each other on this journey, and it's profoundly transformational as well. So how beautiful for us to know that we will learn these skills of listening and safe conversation that we can take back out into the world, and to practice really seeing and celebrating and honoring each other. I think it's a practice in that as well, going back out into the world and being more in awareness of how we can celebrate each other, how we can honor each other. So, yeah.
So I wanted to say that even though I consider myself the keeper of deep listening, I'm not an expert at it at all. I just want to add that because, it's something that it's like every passion that you have, you just practice and practice and practice, and you fall down sometimes, but you keep practicing, and practice doesn't make perfect, but it keeps you on the path, whatever path you choose.
Thank you for that. Yeah, we are human, nevertheless.
That's for sure.
But that's why it's also good to have each other, to remind each other when we trip up a little bit, that we can be there to nudge and support and encourage and kind of whisper in each other's ear, hey, you're really not listening. So thank you for that, David. So, as we, continue our preparations for this gathering in Costa Rica, what would you say to those that are listening as to why you feel it's most important for them to consider this gathering in Costa Rica, to consider this opportunity, other than the ones we've just mentioned?
Let's see. What comes to me is the answer that isn't really an answer. It's is the surprise that you may find when you come. There's lots of things that I could say, and I will say them, about reasons why you should come, because there's lots of them. But there's something that is waiting for you when you come that you may not be aware of at all. I'm certainly not aware of it myself, but you may find something really surprising that will change your life forever by coming to Costa Rica. So, yeah. But I have some things I wrote down in answer to this question, so I'm going to just go through those if you don't mind. So I'm sure Sue Semino talked about this in the interview you had with her, but one of the primary things in this retreat is going to be talking about the wholeness, alignment, and wholeness within yourself. And Sue is really good at helping people with that, and getting rid of those blocks you were talking about earlier, because we have blocks that stop us sometimes from being fully who we are. And so that's going to be the first part of this experience in Costa Rica. And then the next thing is to discover the path of the keeper, as we mentioned earlier. Find out what is the path, what is the keeper? Discover that for yourself. What are you the keeper of? And each of us has a unique gift to give to the world. And I really intend that you find your gift, if you haven't already, in Costa Rica. Then connect with like-minded souls in a safe and nurturing environment, and learn and practice safe conversations. And I'll be practicing too. Like I said, it's a practice. Bathe in the sacred natural lushness that is Costa Rica. We haven't even really talked about that, but I mean, there's so much. Just if you just came to see Costa Rica, it'd be a wonderful journey, but you're going to get so much more. But you know, that's a big part of it. This is the natural environment is so spectacular down there. It's so enriching. So I'm really looking forward to that. And bathe, and literally bathe in the hot springs also, which are down there. So I'm looking forward to that part. Enjoy the great food. There's going to be really incredible food down there, and it's always interesting to go to a different country and experience their food, and just try all these unique dishes that are so delicious. Can't wait. And then by the end of the retreat, to be, like I said, to be surprised at what you learn, who you are, and what you have to give to the world. Be open to be surprised, because you know, just bring your openness and your love. So yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting you all.
Thank you, David. And I'll add one more. It's the family. You know, when we depart Costa Rica and return home, there's this sense of family. I sometimes name it cosmic family, but there is this, you know, deep sense of kindred connection between each other, and that too is precious. And so we go back home with a new family, and that's a beautiful thing too.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, so I thank you, David, so much for all that you're bringing to this gathering, for your wisdom and inspiration and insight. You always add so much to the Milagro World Center community, and I'm so excited that you're going to be bringing this to Costa Rica and the gathering there. So thank you again to all who are listening. Thank you for taking a few minutes to hear more about what we're up to and what we are inviting you to. So this again is 14 days in Costa Rica, the Sacred Valley of Orosi. We'll be connecting to many beautiful places and sites in Costa Rica as we gather together. So we'll be journeying out during the day to see some of the sites and to connect with the land. But this will be March 7th through March 21st, 2020. And you can learn more about the details of the itinerary at sayyesandrise.com. So we're going to continue these short interviews for the next several weeks. And I also want to mention, one thing we didn't mention is there's a pre-teleconference series before we actually arrive in Costa Rica to prepare you for the journey. So we have that as well. That's included as part of this. So we thank you, and we hope that we can answer any questions that you have. So if you would like to contact us directly, you can send me an email at nina@milagroworldcenter.com. We're really excited that you might be joining us. So say yes and rise. Thank you.
Welcome to the family.
Welcome to the family.